Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm making a video. Yes, I'm making a video. I know it's been like 2 months, but I just decided I was going to make this video extra good. And I'm talking about Lego Star Wars, just Lego Star Wars in general, all of it. You might be thinking, why would I do this? Well, there's a game that I like. I like Lego Star Wars, okay? And it's really good. And I hope you like it too, but yeah. It's really good. There's a lot of stuff we're going to talk about today. I'm splitting it into 3 parts, and then there's going to be a 4th part which just has like my personal connection and like a conclusion and stuff. I don't know. I thought I'd save that to the end. I've been thinking about making this video for a couple of months now, so now I'm doing it, and I hope you guys enjoy. Now, without further ado, let's talk about some other stuff about Lego Star Wars. So, like I said, this video is about Lego Star Wars. It's going to be really good. I don't think I've ever seen a video specifically talking about all, like, the Lego Star Wars stuff in particular. So, Lego Star Wars iceberg out there, but that's not what this is about. We're just talking about Lego Star Wars, and like I said before, we're splitting this up into 3 parts, and 4 parts, and the times should be on the screen. So, yeah, you can skip to whichever part you want, but don't skip, because I have stuff to say in the other parts. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so part 1 is the sets. Now, why am I talking about the sets? Well, they are also Lego Star Wars. In fact, they're the original Lego Star Wars stuff. So I should talk about the sets, shouldn't I? And also, I'm just going to talk about the history quickly. This will be the shortest part, by the way. Okay, so Lego Star Wars started in 1999 to promote this movie called, The Phantom Menace. And then they were like, hey, this makes a lot of money. So they kind of just kept doing that. Then in 2004, I think, they started making characters that don't have yellow heads as much. So then Lego Star Wars did use the yellow heads. So by the time of the Revenge of the Sith, no more yellow heads. Yellow is a bad color. It's the color of sand. I hate sand. Anywho, in 2015, they were like, hey, the new Star Wars movie? Money? And then they made those sets. Then they just kept doing that, basically, forever. And, yeah. They also made a Death Star in 2008. At one point, one of the Millennium Falcons was the biggest Lego set ever. Now they have a different Millennium Falcon that's, like, the 3rd or 4th biggest Lego set. And, the planet, I don't know. But, yeah, that's basically it for this part. This part is pretty short. On to part 2! And this part will be much longer, I promise. Okay, so in 2009, this was a decade after they had started making the Lego sets, and they wanted to make more money. And they were like, what should we do? Well, we did make video games. We'll talk about those later. But I think we should make something else. Maybe animation? And so began this Lego Star Wars Animations, debuting with The Quest for R2-D2 that aired on Cartoon Network in 2009. And then in 2010, they were like, let's do it again, baby! We're doing a sequel! And made Bombad Bounty. And then there's also another one, but we don't talk about that one. Revenge of the Brick. We do not talk about that one. So, yeah. Anyway, after that, they kind of just made a bunch of other shorts. In, 2013, though, something special happened, where they made something called The Yoda Chronicles. That was, 2 episodes, each being, 30 minutes. That was pretty cool. So then they decided, hey, let's make more 30-minute stuff. And made some other 30-minute stuff like the Padawan Menace and The Empire Strikes Out. What a masterpiece. Sheer masterpiece. Good quality. 10 out of 10. Mwah, chef's kiss. Mwah. I love it. Yeah. Also, they also made the Yoda Chronicles, but new. That was 5 episodes. Then they made Our Lord and Savior, Droid Tales. Such a masterpiece. Beautiful. Then instead of doing that, they were like, let us make an entire show. Disney had bought them out Star Wars, so they were like, let's make a show. And then they made a show called The Freemaker Adventures. Now, that show that show deserves a whole video to itself. Maybe I'll make one. I don't know. Would you guys want that? I should make that. Okay. Anyway, after that, they kind of they made a couple of other dumb shows, but I don't watch them, so yeah. Then in 2020, they were like, let us make more Lego Star Wars. And they did. Then they did it, but again, for Halloween, baby! The day that Nevada became a state in the United States of America. I don't know. And, yeah. Now, I've been talking a lot in this spot. I told you it would be longer, but I'm going to talk about it more. Because I want to tell you about 2 things. I want to talk to you first about The Empire Strikes Out. The Empire Strikes Out basically takes place after A New Hope, it's kind of like a play on The Empire Strikes Back. Darth Maul is in it. It's pretty funny. If you know about Rebels, how he dies in that show, it doesn't really follow up with the canon, but maybe Rebels isn't canon. Lego Star Wars is canon, Rebels isn't. That makes sense, yeah. So, yeah. But he has so many blades. He makes a Death Star 2 that's his face. It's a great watch. You guys should watch it sometime. And Darth Vader's in it, Palpatine's in it, there's Luke in it, there's even Boba Fett in it. You know, Boba Fett. I don't know why I called him Boba Fett, I just did. But, yeah, let's talk about droid tales. They're tales that the C-3PO, the droid, tells. They go all the way from the Phantom Menace all the way to Return of the Jedi. Kind of weird that he knows he tells some of the stuff that happens when he's not even there, at the beginning of Phantom Menace. He wasn't there. He was on Tatooine getting built by Anakin. How was he there? I don't care. It's great. Watch. But then there's an overarching plot with the main villain being General Veers. This guy who, led, this Hoth invasion. Yeah, he's the main villain. Makes sense, right? Yeah, definitely. That's really all I have to say. You have to watch it for yourself to see just how great it is. But, yeah. Now I feel like I should talk about the games. So let's get into part 3. Okay, so in 2005, the prequel trilogy was wrapping up. They had been making Lego sets for about 6 years. And they were thinking, okay, so we gotta celebrate for the prequel trilogy to be coming. They had already been making Lego games for about a decade, so they were thinking, what if we did that? But Star Wars. And Lego Star Wars the video game came out, baby! Featuring, all 3 movies from the prequel trilogy. But people were wondering, wait, why is there this game, but not original trilogy? You gotta have both. So they put out the original trilogy game in 2006. But you should save your money. Don't buy either of these. Because in 2007, they combined them both for the greatest game of all time, Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. Featuring Lego Star Wars the video game, Lego Star Wars the original trilogy, and even more. More characters, more customization, more everything. The only thing it didn't have was Rebel Scum. But who cares when you got Gonk Droid, baby! And Beach Trooper! These characters are great, but Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga is also great. Not just for these reasons. Let's talk a bit about the game. The game is great. It came out in 2007 and still holds up to this day. Great game, 10 out of 10. I love it. One of my favorite games of all time. We'll talk about more about that next part. But yeah, let's talk a bit more about this game. So there are 6 movies with 6 levels for each thing. 6. So there in total is 36 levels. But that's not all. Then there is an arcade mode where you can play games with friends and family. In arcade and stuff, I guess. But wait, there's more. There's also bonus sections having original level ideas and parks and towns and stuff. It's kind of weird, but it is there. And also, new level. Woo! Featuring the first level featuring the beginning scene from A New Hope, but told from Darth Vader's point of view. And also Stormtrooper. How exhilarating! But that's not all. There's also a thing where you can find people. There's 20 levels where you need to find a bounty for Jabba the Hutt. You know Jabba the Hutt. Jabba the Hutt. Great guy. Makes pizza, I'm pretty sure. Has a net worth of $8.4 billion. Can't play as him in this game, but you can play as Bib Fortuna. Great game. 10 out of 10. Is there any more? Oh, yes. There is. There is also great level design. How fun is that? Great boss battles, even better. Great character roster, big gamer, and also Indiana Jones. You might be thinking, why is Indiana Jones here? Because that was the next Lego Star Wars game. So they put Indiana Jones here. Also, Harrison Ford voices Indiana Jones. So it's basically he's a Star Wars character. I think he's a Star Wars character. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, enough about Lego Star Wars, the complete saga. Let's talk about more Lego Star Wars video games. Then, in 2010 or 11, I think, they were thinking, hey, those video games were pretty good. Let's make another video game. And then they did, talking about The Clone Wars, the show that it came out. That's actually really good. You should check it out. But yeah, in it they're just talking. They have the stories. They have this Geonosis arcs about some Grievous stuff. Good game. I didn't play it, so I'm not talking about it here. But it is good. But that's not all. 2015, they made another Lego Star Wars game. Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens. This game is pretty good. Not as good as the others, but it's still a fun time. I didn't really play it much. I played it a little bit, but not much, so I'm not talking about that one either. They made a couple of mobile games, but those don't deserve my talking about. But there is another Lego Star Wars game that came out. That one is Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Who boy do I like this game. Okay, let's get started with it. In the game, there is Kyber bricks. Replacing kind of like the red bricks, but also not. Data cards are more what replace the red bricks and stuff. And just a lot of other stuff. Even more characters than the complete saga. Just more stuff in general. How exhilarating. There's even Zuckuss. Why is Zuckuss not in Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga? I'll never know. But he is in this game. Good game. 10 out of 10. Chef's kiss. I don't know which one is better. I personally think Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga is currently better, but it might just be because that's a new game that I enjoy, that I've been playing a lot recently. But I could switch around later. I don't know. They're both very good games. 10 out of 10. My favorite games of all time. So that's kind of all. That's all I have to talk about for like the game part. So I don't know. Let's talk about more for part 4, like the conclusion part. Ooh, very scary. And I'm telling you, this part is gonna be good. I promise. I hope at least. And it might be longer than this part. Who knows? Let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, I've been talking about Lego Star Wars a lot, just about it in general. I haven't really been talking about it much, though, about it. But I want to talk a bit more about me and my personal connection to Lego Star Wars. You see, when I was a wee young little lad, the best thing to ever be happening was on May the 4th. Why is this day so special, you may ask? Well, on this day was the day my eyes would be blessed with the amazingness of Droid Tales. Yes, that thing I was saying was so great. That might be why I think it's so great. Every year on May the 4th on Disney XD, they just only played Droid Tales and nothing else. Back in the olden days, when things was so much better, when Droid Tales was still commonly available. Now it's on Disney Plus. Oh well. Anyway, it was just so good. I really enjoyed it. Also, at my local library, there was some DVDs and stuff for Lego Star Wars, and I just so happened to have a DVD player, so I like to get those every once in a while, which is kind of how I discovered about how the thingy, The Empire Strikes Out. I wonder if that's why I like them so much. Also, on Disney XD, they had the show The Freemaker Adventures that I also really enjoy. I wonder if I really enjoyed these couple of things just because I liked them when I was younger. Nah, it's probably just because they're great. Also, I loved getting new Lego Star Wars sets. I mean, who doesn't? Those sets are great. I mean, at least most of the time. Some of the time they're pretty poodoo, but most of the times they're big good. Big gamer, big good. Especially the Millennium Falcons. How I dream to have one of those one day. Anyway, also, I did enjoy playing Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga on my dad's iPad. He had an iPad, there was the game on it. I liked the game a lot. I've probably played it for over 500 hours or something. Maybe 1,000. I don't know. And now I am really... And I still... But the thing is, I still really like all these things. I love the game. I love the sets. I love, the animations. I like all of it. And, some of my friends say the new Lego Star Wars stuff is, not as good. And, well, the animations, the holiday specials, for Halloween and Christmas, definitely aren't as good. I personally do enjoy them quite a bit. Not as good as, Droid Tales or something, but, what can be better than Droid Tales? Practically nothing. It doesn't have Zuckuss, though, so, that's a point off. 10 out of 10. It doesn't get to be an 11 out of 10. Very, very big depress. But, yeah, that's kind of my personal connection. I could probably go on about this, but I don't want to bore you. So now, for the final question and the conclusion. Do I like Lego Star Wars? It's kind of big but dumb. I don't like it. That was obviously a lie. Why would I make this video if I didn't like Lego Star Wars? I love Lego Star Wars a lot. Yeah. Lego Star Wars is great. All the things about it are great. From the sets to the animation all the way to the games. The games are great. The sets are great. Everything is great. Good job, Lego Company. They make billions of dollars every year. So, good job for making this. You deserve your billions of dollars, Lego Company. Oh, and TT Games, good job for making these things. These are good. These are good games that you make. Can you make more of them? I want more. Oh, and also, quickly to the people who animate the Lego Star Wars stuff, good job for animating those. You did a good job. You did a good job. You people introduced me to Zuckuss, and I couldn't be more happy about that. So, big thanks to you guys who did that. And, yeah, I have to say farewell. I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about today. So, yeah, I'll see you around. And now, I'm gonna just end the video. Unless I do some stupid thing like an impression of something. But that would be silly, right? Right? Gonk. 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 Gonk.